Mr. Irontrader, it is hump day, which means it is crude day. Now, yesterday, the API report came out for crude, and you had a draw of 4.8 million barrels. But gasoline had a huge build of 7 million barrels, and distillates had a build of 1 million barrels. So remember, the EI report will be out today at 10:30. We'll see if it confirms. Now, remember, today, the big deal is going to be the Fed at 2 p.m. Not just, I think he's going to cut the quarter point, but the big thing is going to be what his speech is going to be at 2:30. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock about ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, first out of the gate, we have Bitcoin. Now you can see here we still have a nice, good uptrending chart. And yesterday, what we did is we got right above this 21-day here. It kind of held it pretty good. So far, we're holding it, but again, it's way early. Okay, so your downside support is going to be 92,181. Your next level here is going to be this 8-day at 91,415. Now, if this could keep rallying up here, we could get that 8-day to cross over that 21-day, and that would be very bullish to take this price up here. Your big target is going to be right here. It's going to be that 200-day at 103,663 level. Okay. Now, again, but you got to really, this has got to hold that 21-day, got to hold that 8-day. If not, we're going to come down here to yesterday's low, looking at 89,770 level, and we'll come down to the bottom of this candle here. 88,405 will come down here at 86,500, and then we have 84,120. Then we have your big retest down here at 87,50 level. Okay, so it's very, very easy here. These are all nice, good support levels all the way down to your big retest. Now, again, if we lose that, you have a really big target down here, all the way down there at that 74,635 level. Okay. Now, again, there is support levels here all the way through here. Don't get me wrong. There's 79 level. There's your 78 level. There's your 76 level. But realistically, that's going to be your target. It's going to be that 74,635. But you have to lose this 87.50 in order to do that. Now, on the upside, what we're really doing so far, we have an inside day. But again, it's way early. And we're trading against yesterday's candle. Okay. 94,950 on the high side and 89,770 there on the downside. So if we get above this top of this candle here, that 94,950 level, then we got a nice shot at this level right here at the 96,145, and at the bottom of that candle, 97,905, right there at 99,250, and then we can just rally this bad boy up here. We're looking at 100,495 level, and then we have 101.20 level, and then we're going to be shooting here right here for this key 200-day sitting at 103,663 level. Now you can see here how the 100 days rolling over and the 50 days rolling over. So right now here we haven't crossed over yet with the 50, but if we do, that's going to be provide. If this does rally, that's going to provide very, very strong support. Resistant levels going to the upside. Okay, so always remember that. So just because we're sitting here doesn't mean you're going to go right there today. Okay, now we still have a downtrending situation. Okay, see this here, but this reminds us of what we did with Ethereum. But again, we'll look at that next. We'll see if that can break up also here. But we have this high, lower high, and a lower high situation. Yesterday we were doing pretty good, but we got to crack above this here. Start reversing it. Start heading for that 200-day to reverse this downtrend. Oh, what the hell did I do there? All right, there we go again. Okay, so again, for today, just watch that 21-day. We need to close back above this, and we got to want to close back above this 8-day 91,451. If we do, that would be very, very positive, and then we can maybe take out yesterday's high, and then we can head for that 200 SMA. Now, over here on the RSI, you're only sitting at 45. You got plenty of room to run. The green is over red, shows that the good momentum to the upside, and we have a good uptrending situation here. Let's just see if they can continue today. Okay, let's take a look here now at Ethereum. Okay, here we have Ethereum. Now, it's pretty much the same chart as we have on the Bitcoin, but this is what I was talking about. See how then we have this 21-day sitting at 3089. We have that 8-day at 31,117. See how that crossed over? Okay, see, and look at this price. Again, see, you're sitting above that 21-day, 8-day, and that 200-day. Very, very nicely, and see how it pushing the price up. So now we have a nice good target here at that 50-day. That's what our big target is on the upside. But so far we have this inside day. It's not really doing a whole lot. Everybody's waiting, for the Fed to see what they have to say. Okay, so realistically, what we have here is 3409. That's going to be your high. Okay, so if we can get above that level here, realistically, yeah, we have targets up here, but you're going right there. Okay, 36.9. We crack above that, we'll go right to that price channel at 36.58. Then we have that 39.11, which is your 100-day. Okay, now on the downside here, watch that 8-day, 31. 17, as long as we're holding that, it's going to be sideways to up action. Okay, so watch that. That's going to be your support level. Then we have your 21-day, and then we have your 200-day here sitting at 30.91. So everything is sitting right here as far as your support level, and it's very, very good. Now, when we start losing that, then we'll come down to the bottom of that candle, 29.93 level, and then we just follow it down, 28.89. We have what do we got there? We got 28.55 level. We have 27.64, and then we come down to the bottom at 27.28, and then we have your big retest down here at 26.27 level. Okay, but right now here we have the same thing as the Bitcoin. We're uptrending. This chart just looks a little bit better because that 8-day now has crossed that 21-day, and that's look always very, very bullish situation. Okay, so what we have 52, that got plenty of room to run. The green is over your red. Looking very, very nice if you are trading the old Ethereum, okay? So for today, watch yesterday's candle. That 34.09 on the high side, 30.98 on the downside, and then take consideration all the 21-day, the 8-day, and that 200 SMA. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver, okay? Nice. Okay, so we have here consolidation. Okay, so I have no trade going on the gold here because what we had is we had this nice double top. Okay, you had 42.99. We retested it with 42.90. Okay, so it can't really, you got to crack above that. Okay, so there you are, sideways action. Okay, so right now we're hanging right around that 8-day, 42.35. Okay, you got to, once you get above that, then we have this level here, 42.50, and then we're going to have that retest at 42.99. Now for me, I'm waiting until I get above this 42.99. Then I'll take it and try to hit for this area here at that 43.98. We crack that, you're going to go to that 4,500 mark. Now on the downside here, we just watch that key rate level right there, that 41.69 is 21-day. We have the 41.07. There's your 50-day. That's going to be very, very strong support. As you can see in the past, it's holding. And we do have an uptrending chart. We just have this consolidation situation going on here. Now, I'm not saying once we get above that 42.99, then we can crack on up here. But right now, we could go sideways for quite a while, okay? But again, watch that 21-day. That's going to be key. Watch that 50-day. But we're uptrending, so, you know, right now, I mean, unless you're a two-way trader, I'm only a long trader in gold. There really isn't anything right here for me until I can close above that 42.99. Now, we look at here at the 59. I got plenty of room to run. Got sideways action going here. So actually, this chart is still very, very bullish kind of situation. You had a massive run, came down, consolidated, and now we're just having that nice, good uptrend. You can take this uptrend all the way back down to that 50-day, and this is still a very, very bullish chart. So always remember that. So my trade is close above 42.99. Or if it comes down there and holds that 21-day or even that 50-day, if it holds that, you can also jump into GLD and then take it right back up again. Now, silver, well, I'm still long the SLD. Okay, so this is looking real nice. Simple reason is, see, we have these blue lines of price channel, 1, 2, before she comes on in. Okay, a lot of times, and you can go even more than that. Look how times you can stay outside of that 3, 4, 5 times before you kind of come pull back into the 8-day. So right now, we are looking for that 60 area. Crossed above that. So as soon as I see that close above that 60 area, then boom, I'm in. Okay, so we took it right on up here to that 62.14 here so far. So we're going to see how this shakes out today. But right now we have this consolidation period, and then she had to rally up here, another consolidation period, and now she's running up again. Okay, so on the downside here, what you want to watch is that 60 flat, and you want to watch that 59.90 level. Okay, but this is called that 60 flat. That's what we're really looking for as a support level. We lose that, and we can come down here to that 59.25, and then we can just venture down to like yesterday's low, 57.99. We'll come down here to this 56.85 level, and then we come over here to the top of that candle, 54.41 right here. This is what we're looking for, 54.59, if we start losing that. But right now, the 8-day is holding sideways to up action, still long the SLD, and I'm going to see if I can maybe work this thing a little bit higher. Now, we are in an overbought condition, but that doesn't mean it can't stray. Go long. That also tells you that it's a very, very strong commodity, and that's what it's doing. The green is over your red. So this is looking very, very bullish until it is not. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. Now, again, the EIA report will be out today at 10:30. We'll see if it confirms that API from yesterday. But you did have a nice draw of 4.8 million barrels. Now, just remember, the U.S. is starting to fill up the SPR at these prices, okay? So, again, that's a good situation. And if they can get, but then again, I say if they also have sanctions against Russia, and that's going to keep the price up here. But again, they can get a deal between Russia and Zelensky there. They can get that thing settled out here. Oil could come down, but really nicely, I got to say, oil is really holding in very, very nicely here, okay? So this 50-day, you can see, obviously, is still everything. Can't really get through it. We got through it one day. I thought we could have a nice run up to there, but it didn't. It just came right down, and now we're just sitting here at the bottom. So today, we put in a little bit lower low. So on the downside, you're watching that 58.08 level. Your next level is going to be right there, 57.66, and then retest 57.10. You lose that right there, 56.35, and then retest down here at 55.96. Okay, same old thing that's been going on here for all these weeks. Okay, upside, well, we got the 8-day, 59.11, got the 21-day, 59.12, sitting right there. That is your big resistant level. Just like yesterday, went right into it and couldn't do it. Now, if it gets up there, the next level is going to be that 50-day, okay, at 59.66, and then we looked at the top of that candle. You're looking at 60.30. We come up here. You're looking at 60.50 level. We have 60.85, and then we come up here at that 61.28. That is your upside action. Once you start cracking through, well, then we have your 100-day and 200-day. But it's going to take a catalyst, especially this time of the year, to really blast it up. Now, usually you can buy this the first week of December. Then it starts rallying up here till about the first couple of days of December. But this year has the seasonality charts haven't been like what you call really dead accurate. But again, we have this push-pull situation as far as the crude oil. So again, for me, this is a trader's market. I do UCO for the long, SEO for the short. There's many ways to trade crude, but I just found out that's just the easiest way. I take 5,000 shares of each one, and then all I'm looking for is 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, something like that. I'm not looking for a whole lot, but just to make that day's work. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. All right, here we have natural gas, and it's been a really, really good trade on the short side with the KOLD. Okay, so we had this really nice big run all the way up here up to that 549, and then it just fell right off the map here. Okay, couldn't get up here, and then once you start putting that lower low, you lose that 8-day. Look at that, lose that, and now we come all the way and down. So today's low here so far is 4.47 level. So we're hanging right here. Next level is going to be 4.44. Then we come down here to the bottom there at 439. Okay, we come down here. We're looking at 435, and then we have this right candle right there, 4.235, which is that price channel. Okay, we lose that. You got the 50-day sitting at 402. Okay, now upside, we'll look at yesterday's low. We're looking at 455. Then we're looking at that 466 level. That is your 21-day. We can get above that. We come up to the top of this candle here, 4.68 level. But realistically, what you're looking for is that 488 at 8 SMA. Now, this has had a really good rally. This was the contract roll, rallied up here, consolidated, rallied right up here. And then we just put this like this spike high. Now, you can see on the closing number, it was 533. I was looking for 536. So when we look at a weekly chart, 536, you notice that it couldn't close above that. And then she just came flying right on down. So for today, what you want to watch is watch that 21-day on the upside. Next big target is going to be the 8-day. Okay. On the downside here, your big target is going to be that 4.23 and then 402. Now, you can see here it got to an overbought situation, and then she just spiked right on down. The green crossed over your red, and this just looks lower, okay? This just looks lower. We lost that bottom of that candle, so for me, KOLD is a trade. That's the leverage fund for the downside action in the natural gas. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading. We'll take a look at some stocks and see what's going on today. Right now, the Nasdaq's down about 35. It's going to be all about the Fed at 2 o'clock. So don't get excited one way or the other. And then we'll see what happens at 2:30. A lot of times it'll bounce around. Market go up, market go down, and finally you'll find this groove here, probably around the 3 o'clock, area. All right, trade what's in front of you. Now what you want.